Well, thank you, Craig, and hello, everyone. Hello, Unlimited Wisdom family. Hi, Deborah and Dr. Magalula, and let me see here. We got Coach Bob and Deborah, Sarah, Charlie, as Kathleen, as you guys see, Dustin, Lisa Marie, and Michael and Angela in the back. Sandy, there's Trish and Mike. Thank you very much, Coach Curtis, Jane, Bill Shoemaker, my son. Looks like he's by himself today. And of course, CJ, hostess with the most is Craig. So, on this daily wisdom, what I'm going to talk about is just gratitude. I posted a post on Unlimited Wisdom today and sent it to some of you guys where it's pretty interesting that these young guys and young girls that are, just being authentic and just going out and just talking, how many millions and millions and millions of views they can have. And so I just thought, wow, here's something that, with Terry, my wife, being back home, I know you guys have heard this phrase, but you don't know how much you miss something until it's not there. And so Terry not being here, hi Scott and hi Melody. And so all I wanted to share with each and every one of you, and I know that you've seen this meme. If you haven't, I'll explain it. But when you really, really come down, one of the key things I've seen in my whole life is this concept of, gratitude. You know what I mean? Just being willing to, as soon as you wake up, to just sit down and be grateful for something. If you need to write it down, great. They say to do this also, maybe, four or five or whatever before you go to bed. And then, do that the same at night. And me personally, I know that you guys have seen this meme, but I think that we just forget. But it says, if you have a roof over your head and you ate more than once that day, you know what I mean? That puts you in the top 10% of the people in the world. So then all of a sudden you got people that are not very grateful and they also are on the internet with a smartphone. They have running water. They have electricity. And there's this philosophy that I know is true for me. And it's like the more you're grateful for what you have and acknowledge that, and I personally, thank God, you know what I mean, is just one of those things that just really changed my life. It's one of those things where, it in my mind, if you're not grateful for all the things that you have, why should you get more? It's really, really simple. So even in that thought, what blew me away is, of course, when I got this book, The Greatest Miracle in the World, and my mentor told me to go read that book and get back to him. That's when all of a sudden it really teaches you. Can you hear? And then when it says, can you hear? Can you hear someone say, I love you to you? Can you hear a child's laughter? Ezra right now, my grandson is like, he's talking to what he believes is talking. And he's very animated and he's doing all his cooing and his giggling and his whatever. And I'm glad that I have the ears to hear that. I'm glad that I have the eyes to see that, see him smile and make these expressions. And so, we have the six senses, right? But each and every person, I think sometimes we just get into a place where when you ask somebody how grateful they are, and they're like, they just do nothing but complain. So as soon as you ask them how they're doing, it's like you wish that you didn't. And so because oh my God, my life sucks and I'm behind on my bills and my knee hurts and my back is killing me and my neck hurts and this didn't work for me and then this didn't work for me and then this didn't work for me. And it's like someone that's been in that modality for minutes, months, years. And it's really, really difficult when you reach out to them and go, man, take a look at this incredible thing I'm part of. And it's like, no. And so it was interesting. I did a podcast or an interview with a guy named Sean today, and he's a teacher, works at the school and teaches. And I asked him this simple question, as I just said, you know, how many kids while you're teaching a lesson can you look while you're talking and they're engaged? Ah, he goes, you know, less than 2%. And it's like, so I don't ever remember being grateful for being in school. I had fun in school. You guys get me? It's like, even though I was taken away from my parents when I was 12, it's like, yeah, I don't ever remember being thankful for the people that were there for me, that was willing to say, "Hey, I'll watch him if his parents won't." You sort of go back in your life and you start going like, everybody wants to talk about how much their childhood or their relationships and things in their life, how awful it is, instead of going, man, I look at my life and it's pretty freaking awesome. And it wouldn't be as awesome if I wasn't able to be uncomfortable and take risks. You know what I mean? It's like not everybody wants to take a risk on being an entrepreneur, or take a risk on creating content, or take a risk of actually getting okay with mastering the mundane. It's like so many people right now. The one thing that I say to people all the time when they ask me, how are you able to be so successful? I'm grateful for my simplicity. It's like, wow, how'd you make $62,000? Well, I have 30,000 people responsible for my income. Oh my God, how did you do that? Well, you say as little as possible to as many people as you can, and you will find people that don't want to work for somebody else anymore. I don't want to work for anybody else. That makes sense to me. I never had the thought, well, how many people do I have to go through? Just how many people do I have to reach out to find those people? Well, it's pretty interesting. The industry is 176 years old, started with Watkins, and there's millions and millions and millions and millions of people in the company industry from every country to marketing everything. It's like affiliate marketing works. And adding multiple tiers and now calling it multi works. There's companies doing billions and billions and billions of dollars. What do all those companies have in common? They all have people like me in their company. Whether the company's only been just in business for a little while, or whether they've been in business for 60 years. Virtually every company has one of the people like me that says, I don't want to work for anybody else. I like making lots of money so I can give money away and have an incredible lifestyle. Are you going to tell me that you know how to make $1 million a year? Not only do I know how to make $1 million a year, I've helped 68 people do it. And 3 of them are my sons and my wife. Can you tell me what the secret is? Yeah. Watch a video, get excited, imagine a better future for you and your family, and then reach out and find people that are at the right place at the right time. Is there any way that you can do this without doing what you just said? Hey, whatever. Whatever. I'm just telling you how I did it. And it's like, I am so grateful for how simple I am. See, I was the guy that was willing to change the suspension on a race car a little bit, put a couple of pounds or a half a pound of air pressure in a tire. Because I knew that if I could get the car set up and it would get more traction than any other car, that I'm going to get in the top five, if not winning. But nobody, very few people wanted to be that simple in making those small of adjustments. And so being grateful, I love people, call it prayer, meditation. But most of the time, what I'm doing is just being grateful for the most obvious things. I'm pretty grateful for gravity. You got a planet that's spinning 24,000 miles an hour, and for whatever reason, I stay in one place. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm not being slung off the planet. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's just little things in life that I wonder if each and every one of you, when you think about getting in the right mindset or the right attitude, come from a place of, wow, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. So my whole life, 39 years ago, when someone shared with me this concept and business model, and I was being told by a person that changed tires on cars how to make 62 grand a month, I was like, how many other people are doing this? And then he shows me picture after picture after picture after picture, 10 different people that he helped make over 10 grand a month. And I just knew that God answered my prayers. That somebody taught somebody that taught somebody that's now teaching me. And I have documentation that that person also knows how to teach others. So when I was talking to that teacher today, I just said, how many kids have you educated in all your years in school came with an attitude of gratitude, paid attention and took notes, studied and got aces on tests, and now they're like one of your star students. And in fact, not only they're star students, but they actually came back to you and said that you were the teacher that made the huge difference in his life and their life. And he said three. So don't get mad at me when I say this, but how many of you have ever gone back to any teacher or professor or person that that you listened to, applied it, and it changed the trajectory of your life? And most people that I know don't have one. Why don't they have one? Because they weren't paying attention. They weren't being grateful. They weren't focused. They didn't apply themselves. Just like any athlete. Why is it that some athletes just have the it factor? But then when you look at the Peytons, you know what I mean? It's pretty interesting that the father can be a great quarterback, and then his two sons are great quarterbacks and both won Super Bowls. And now one of his grandsons is playing football. It's like, you almost go like, wow, can this stuff really, really be taught? Can it really? And then you got the kids that, like the new Heisman Trophy winner, that no one thought would be a trophy winner. And he's like, why are they picking me? I'm nobody. And so he asked the coach, Indiana hasn't won anything for 60 years or some damn thing. And a new coach came in from a smaller division. And they bring him in and he goes, How'd you do it? It's on 60 Minutes. You should watch it. Great, great, great deal. Great coaching. And the coach said, "Oh man," he said, "when I walked into this place, he says, I can't tell you how pissed off and frustrated I was." And they go, "Why?" And he goes, "Everybody's attitude effing sucked. There's no one in this university that had no hopes or dream that the football team could do anything." Yeah, we got a football team. Woo! And so they hire him, and he immediately goes out and finds a bunch of misfits from Misfit Island that people weren't looking at, and he started coaching them. And then all of a sudden, they started winning games, and then all of a sudden, no one could beat them. And then all of a sudden, they're national champions. And then all of a sudden, they go up against this one school that no one can beat, Ohio. They beat us every year. Not this year. And so they're talking to the kid and they go, why do you think you're successful? You won the Heisman Trophy. You're the best college player. And he gets a little misty in his eyes and he goes, the coach and my mom believe in me. My coach said that we could win this whole thing. And I like, really? And he goes, yeah. And you're going to win the whole Heisman Trophy. Really? Yeah. Not looking at odds. Hey, has there ever been any player in Indiana's football that won the Heisman Trophy? No, but you're going to. And he said, all I needed to do is feed into these kids that they had the possibilities to do whatever they wanted to do. And he says, but you got to stay on it. You got to win. It comes from your attitude. It comes from gratefulness. It comes from treating your family and your team members right. He said, I had to get these kids to understand what were the fundamentals and the basics in life. And once they got it, So now they're going for the national championship. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys want to Google it. You can Google it, but it's I don't even know the kid's name. I was just so inspired by him. But, he gets on there and does the Heisman Trophy and, not only gives glory to God, but then the little thing he said about his mom, it's like, just go reach out, just rip your little heart out. He's like, Mom, look it. This trophy's just as much yours as it is mine. And that's what really, really takes for each and every one of you to get into that place of gratefulness. There's no one more blessed than me. There's no one that's got it better than me. And I live in a place and time where I have all these things just at my fingertips that cost me no money. And all I got to do is get excited about what the future I'm going to have for me and my family. And then I got to go out there and I got to tell everybody. I got to all day, every day. I think that you should already know, based on the statistics, that the majority of the people that you reach out to are not the right people at the right time. They're not. So then why do you let them rent space in your head and your heart? So I've helped a lot of people never work for anybody again, and I'm really grateful for that. But the majority of people that are around me just, how's it going? Same crap, different day. I'm busy. I'm tired. I'm distracted. I suck. Nice, nice, nice. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. It's like, I don't know what to do with these people. But yet, I could do a video and show you how many people hit silver, gold, diamond, executive diamond, platinum, senior platinum, and do a video of all these people that, yeah, they're not plugged into the same Wi-Fi as you are. Some of you need to find a faster Wi-Fi. I'm grateful. Look for the Wi-Fi in the list. That's what's the one that's got attitude? What's the one that's got gratefulness? What's the one that's got love? I gotta plug into a different spiritual network because mine's not doing it for me. And I like taking the personality part out of it and simply just asking God, hey God, I need to plug into a certain thing today. I need to plug into, more, you know, uh, excitement, more joy, more peace, more fulfillment. I need to be the light that people are looking for, right? And so I thought I'd share that with you guys today. So that video that I posted in Unlimited Wisdom, I shared it with some people and I watched it and I'm just going, man, this kid will never work for anybody ever. And all he does is he gets up in the morning and he has the ability to plug into the right Wi-Fi, get in the right heart space, and then turn on a camera and share that and put it online. So if I can do it and he can do it, you and the sure in the hell can do it. You know what I mean? Or are you just got to be conscious not to beat yourself up and just understand that I'm not plugged into the right Wi-Fi. I'm not hardwired. My Wi-Fi is not working. How many of you guys know when you don't have any internet, it doesn't take you long to track it down, does it? How many of like, I don't have the right internet? It's like it's not working. And you immediately look at everybody. Hey, Curtis, is your Wi-Fi working? Deb, your Wi-Fi working? Yeah, yeah. Oh, it is? Yeah. Damn, it's me. Ah, it's me. God darn it. There's got to be something wrong with my phone. There's got to be something wrong with my top. I've never said that ever, you guys. That was a nice, simple download there. It's like, how can you guys go on the internet and see these people that are plugged into the right Wi-Fi and you just make a decision, ain't gonna die. I ain't gonna die. Not gonna do it, man. No way. Why are you so pissed that you're not connected? Well, I don't know. So you're not gonna figure it out? Now, F this. I'm gonna buy a new phone. I'm gonna get a new laptop. Okay, awesome. When are you going to do that? Well, I can't afford to right now. I don't have any money. I don't have any money because I'm too damn busy. And I don't have time to buy a new digital device that has good Wi-Fi. I hey, guys know how many people I talk to all over the world that tell me that? I don't have data on my phone. And I'm going, dude, does everyone around you not have data? No, I can get data, but I was hoping you'd give me money to get data. I'm the wrong guy. I'm the guy that teaches people once they get data how to change their life. Begging for data, you got to find something else to do. You're not plugged in. I'll leave you guys with this. I've been asked this question many, many, many times. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Someone says, okay, Robert, they blindfold you, they kidnap you, they blindfold you. Then they take you to a country where you know nobody. No phone, no internet, no nothing. And just drop you off. What do? Step one, find a person or group of people that I can serve. That's how I would build my value. I'd be asking everyone, well, what if they don't speak your language? I'd be asking who they know. Do you know of anyone? Could you do me a favor? Can you connect me with somebody that can translate for me? And once they did, my very first words would be, how can I serve you? I can't afford to hire you. I didn't ask you to pay me. I need to serve to build my wealth. I got to build my value. And it wouldn't take long for people to go, the guy doesn't even speak our language and he's working for you for free? Yeah, why? I have no frickin' idea. Boy, that word would get around fast in the village. Fast. And their curiosity would kill them. They'd walk up, why are you doing this? I said, well, I thought if I served somebody and just did everything I could to help them, that the word would get out and people would want to know who I am. And here you are. Wow, what are you doing here? I got plans on things to do here. But do you know where I could serve more people? Is there a place? Like, does someone have like a food kitchen or stuff like this that, oh, yeah. There is a place that actually does that. Well, can you get me there? And now I found other people that love to serve. So now I'm finding people that are serving. I'm connected with the servers. It doesn't take long to find out who's financing this, who's in charge, where is the money and the food coming from. But I don't have to go to them. I just have to serve. And I'm going to serve so well that that person will, I need to find out what this guy's story is. Hey, been here for a couple of days. I see what you're doing. You're going the extra mile. You seem like you have a great attitude. You seem like you're happy. It's like, what's not to be happy about? I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm connected to God. What's not to be happy about? You do know you're weird. Yeah, I've been told that my whole life. Well, since you're serving, what can I do for you? Ah, the law of reciprocity. I said, you wouldn't happen to have a device that I could use that's connected to the internet, do you? If I can just use it, I don't need you to give it to me. I would just like to use a device on my own hours. Once I serve you, could you please allow me to use that device on the internet? And then you guys know I'm done. Poke a fork in me. Because of my enthusiasm and gratefulness and thesos God within, I'll find out people on the internet that want to help me. Did you guys catch that? And then why wouldn't I want to teach some people there? It wouldn't take me long. And I'd be having money wired in, sir. I'd have money be depositing somewhere. I mean, you could do your very, very best to cut me off, but you couldn't do it because I understand. I understand it's my attitude, my belief, being grateful and serving of others. The way to greatness is the service of many. So, how many people enjoyed this little one today? It's like, hey, what are you grateful for? I know one thing, the people in customer service suck. That's what I know. And I'm going like, holy, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, I shook up my glass and there's like 8 or 9 little tiny things that were clumped up in my glass when I shook it up. It didn't all dissolve. And I'm going, so out of the whole packet, 0.001% of the stuff didn't turn into the thing that's can change your life. It's the lumps in it. All right. Well, it's the foam. It's the lumps. It's the foam, and I'm going like, holy crap! When I pour this stuff in and shake it up, the only thing I see is the stuff that's healing my body. That's the only stuff that I see in there. Thank you, God. You introduced me to something that's going to raise my glutathione levels, and I'm going to share this with the world, help millions of people, and be able to give millions to charity. But did you see the lumps? Did, yeah, okay. I reached out to people I know, and they said no. Ooh, sorry, not going to resign. I'm not leaving. I'm happy you found the people that don't want to do this, that don't want to be healthy. I got to go connect with some more people. Because how many people do you see that don't have good attitude and they're just sitting around with a bad attitude being homeless? It's like I meet people every day. I've tried, 20 of these things and none of them work. You know what they all have in common? What? You. That, see, people don't like to hear that. It's like, wait a minute, is there anybody there making you guys? I'll leave you with the Jim Rohn story because I love it, where Earl Shove, his mentor, and his name is spelled Rohn. And Jim Rohn had one of his mentors say, you need to go to this training. There's a training happening. And he's going, I can't afford to. And that's the first person that said you can't afford not to. Anything that you're scared to do and won't do is the thing that's holding you back. And Jim Rohn said he got mad. And he's going, what don't you understand about me saying there's no money in my wallet? You could tell me all day, if you can't afford to, you can't afford not to. You need to do it. And he said, great. And he goes, so why don't you have enough money? And Jim Rohn said, because this is all the company pays me. I'll show you. I'll show you how much I get paid. I'll show you all my bills. I'll show you all my credit card debt. And I'll prove to you that I don't have any money. He goes, okay, awesome. The company you work for. Yeah. Do everyone that works at the same company that you work at, do they all get paid the same amount of money? No. Are you really telling me there's people that work for the same company as you that get paid more money? Yeah. Why? Why? I don't know why. Because they're more valuable. They're more valuable. Some of them make more money than you because of two things: attitude and work ethic. They're not more educated than you. They could have possibly not even graduated high school. But because they're so happy and grateful for the job that they do more than they're paid for. And the people that run the company, that hire managers and supervisors, see that. and they get promoted. And they get promoted. And they get promoted. One of the uncles that I admired when I was young was a guy named Sid Nice. Yeah, my mom's maiden name was Nice, Nice. And Sid Nice worked for a company called Dresser Atlas, one of the largest corporations in the world. And he had no high school diploma and went all the way to the top of that company, became a multi-millionaire, took his extra money that he made and put it in stock because he was working for the company, and became a self-made multi-millionaire, no high school education, started with Atlas. Isn't that a good story? And when he graduated, I mean, when they gave him his retirement, there were 4 people at his retirement that had never met him. Listen closely. 4 people at his retirement party that worked for the company that had never met him. And they were people that are above him. And they go, how could you work here for 50 years and us never met? And he goes, because you had a college diploma. And I knew that if you ever met me, I wouldn't work here anymore. So I just made sure that when you came to visit, I made sure I was on the opposite side of the building when you guys came in. Because my uncle said, I can't let any of the educated people meet me, because if they asked me what college I graduated from, I would no longer have a job. That they wouldn't look at me based off my attitude, my work ethic. Isn't that crazy? And he said this in front of a bunch of people. He said there was like 50 people there. They go, how could you work here this long? You've worked here longer than me, and I have never met you. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I don't understand. I didn't want you to think that I was a threat to your job. I'm happy that you're above me. Because how many people do you know with bad attitudes and constantly complaining? They get noticed, don't they? When you're going through your payroll and you're looking, you're going like, Coach Bob. Who in the hell is this Bob Johnson? Does anybody know who this Bob Johnson is? And 3 or 4 people at the table is going like, oh yeah, we know him. He's, man, that guy is a super hard worker. You guys vouch for him? Yeah. I don't need to meet him. Let's keep him on the payroll. I don't need to meet him. But the people that are making the decisions, how many times do they hear about the people that are causing problems? Yeah. We need to cut a few people. We need to lay some people off. Yeah, lay off James. James, why? He's an asshole. Okay. I said asshole. ASKHOLE. These are people that ask questions and then they don't do what you tell them. So, so love and appreciate you. Thank you for getting on. Lisa Marie, Star, Faith, Shelly, Sarah, Melody, Deborah, Dr. Magalula, Kathleen, known as Charlie, Curtis, Daryl. Nice to have you on here. Kevin, David, Dustin, Deb, Coach Bob, Michael, Angela, Sandy, Karen. You know what I mean? Mike, Trish, Jane, Bill, Matthew, Ezra, Hannah, Jackman, Craig Jackman. I love you. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day and see you soon.